The city of Lisbon in Portugal is getting ready to welcome Pope Francis and possibly over 1 million young people from across the globe. World Youth Day will be one of the biggest events that this city has ever seen. So far, more than 600,000 young people have registered to travel to the centuries-old Portuguese capital for World Youth Day. The event is the largest gathering of young Catholics on the planet and takes place in a different city every 3 years. This year, it all happens from August the 2nd to the 6th, and in the World Youth Day headquarters, the team has been preparing for months. These young volunteers have been answering thousands of queries, questions about accommodation, travel, visas, and so on.
We have different topics, so different also continents. We are distributed by different continents and also movements, congregations. This team are for the visa. There are big groups here, so they have lots of problems and logistics, so we have to deal with
a lot of emails.
Yeah,
a lot of questions to answer.
Yeah.
For everyone, this is our main goal, to answer the Pope's appeal to have at least one pilgrim from all the countries of the world.
Overseeing the entire operation is Bishop Americo Aguirre, who Pope Francis just announced will be made a cardinal in September. He is responsible for the tone and theme of this massive event.
Estamos a 90 dias hoje.
When you think of how close World Youth Day is, it's like a defibrillator. You feel a shock at the heart when you think of how many days are left. But we are really looking forward to welcoming young people from all over the world for a meeting with Pope Francis. But above all, we are excited about them meeting with the living Christ. That is why we are very much looking forward to the arrival of the big day.
In your meetings with Pope Francis, what has he expressed to you for his vision and hope and desire for World Youth Day here in Lisbon?
Since the last World Youth Day, the world has lived through a pandemic, through an economic crisis, through a war, and so on. So the Pope really longs for people to experience the culture of encounter. It's important for us to encourage young people to be there for each other, to care for each other, to love each other, to be better people.
In previous World Youth Days, millions of people have attended, like in 2013 when 3.7 million people descended on the city of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, or 3.5 million in Krakow in Poland. The number in Lisbon is expected to be smaller for several reasons, including post-pandemic related concerns, the cost, and fewer young people practicing faith in general. Carlos Moedas is the mayor of Lisbon, and his office is overseeing the logistics and resources for the event.
This event will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Lisbon to be the center of the world for 6 days. So the point here is that, there's other popes that came before to Lisbon, but this is the Pope with 1.5 million kids, 1.5 million people thinking about what do you want your future to be.
The city of Lisbon has a population of about 500,000 residents, so there have been some concerns about how it can accommodate the huge influx of young pilgrims. I know that I've spoke to a lot of young people around the world who really want to come to Lisbon for the event, but are finding it difficult to find accommodation, or the accommodation that they see on Airbnb or in hotels, the prices are astronomical, and they're worried that they might not be able to afford it.
My advice would be, come, we'll find you a solution. I mean, there's a lot of families that are opening their places. We are opening schools, places that people can sleep and stay. We'll find ways for you to sleep in town. I hope not in the street.
Not on the street.
But we'll take care of that, and then we will find ways.
If you're worried, put trust in the Holy Spirit and in the mayor. Everything will be fine.
But with a lot of work.
The cost of hosting World Youth Day is estimated to be more than €155 million. Approximately 36 million of which will be given by the Portuguese state. The staging area for the Pope's final Mass was originally priced at 5.6 million, which was then revised down to 2.9 million.
So basically we made different choices. Before it was going to be taller, like higher, the structure, and we had to bring it down a bit so that the cost will go down as well.
The huge cost involved in hosting the event is something that has come under severe scrutiny. What about some of the backlash from people? I know here in the media there was some controversy around, for example, the price of the stage at over 2 million euros and the overall cost of hosting the event. Some people were wondering here in Portugal, is it worth it? What do you say to people who have those concerns?
Everything costs a lot of money. The stage, the logistics, everything. The cost is significant, but we are working at a reduced cost. But this is something that the Portuguese state believes in, and the Church believes in, and the Holy See believes in. This is an investment that will have a return, and of course not just an economic return, but more importantly, a spiritual return in terms of changing the lives of these young people. But in terms of criticisms, we have to accept them with humility, correct what is wrong, and move forward.
But regardless of the cost and huge logistical challenge this will be to Portugal, young Portuguese Catholics are hoping it will be a special opportunity for their country to help other young Catholics grow in their faith.
Deep down, we are so excited to have Catholics from all over the place and non-Catholics in our country.
If you live in Portugal knowing truly in yourself that Christ is my King, Christ is King of Kings, you have your life done.
Your family and your neighbors will see Christ in your face and will be obvious, and you'll be this instrument to get the gospel across.
Well, we have to remember the basic things. Christ said, if you want to follow me, pick your cross and follow me. So follow him. If he says go to Portugal, then come to Portugal. It's not that hard.
Yeah, and it's not that big of a cross, no.
It is, yeah.
It's not that big.
And for Bishop Americo, he is confident that World Youth Day will be a transformative experience for young people, no matter where they come from.
It doesn't matter if I'm black or white, from the north or from the south. If we have different sensitivities, if we like different sports, different politics, I'm left, I'm right. No. We must recognize this as wealth, and knowing this as a wealth, we're going to build a world that is different. And the journey in Lisbon can help do just that, a chance to build a new future. This could be the profound result of World Youth Day here in Lisbon.
Profunda da Jornada Mundial da Juventude de Lisboa.
Logistically, this is going to be a huge challenge for the city, but it's also a great opportunity for the Catholic Church in Portugal and the Universal Church to really encourage and support young people in their faith. In Lisbon, Portugal, Colm Flynn, EWTN News in Depth.